Greetings, time travelers. We are back from our 2-week break, and another episode of Build the DeLorean is coming at you right now. Welcome back to Brickscale Studio. My name is Jeff, and it is so good to see you after a 2-week break from the DeLorean build. We are back at it this week. I hope you had a wonderful holidays, and 2025 is off to a great start for you already. So today's episode, along with next week's episode, are kind of the calm before the storm. Today's episode is nice and chill. There's a lot of stuff to do, but it's super easy. We're working on the engine surround, so just putting some accessories on there, some decorative wiring, which is super easy compared to what we've done before. But not the next episode, but the episode after that is going to be crazy. So enjoy this cool, tranquil build, and we will talk about it when we are all finished. Here is issue 81. So I think this is going to be a pretty quick issue. We get the engine surround, and then we're just putting a few little parts on it. So as you can see, looks pretty straightforward. So here is the magazine. And then a preview of next time, which will be adding more parts to the surround. So here is the parts pack for issue 81. Okay, so this is the engine surround, and it is metal. And however, all of these parts are plastic. Since these parts are kind of a little fragile looking, I'm just going to leave them in the tray, and we'll pick them out as we need them for doing this issue. Okay, so the first thing we need is the grill base, and that is this piece here. So I'm going to set this aside. We don't need this at the moment. All right, and it doesn't appear that there is a... Well, one side is a little more flat and the other side is a little rounded, so we're going to put the rounded side up. Then we want to take the grill element, or the element, I should say, and that is going to go this way, and this is just going to press fit. We'll see how tight that is, and we may need some glue. Alright, so that did sort of clip in there. I heard a little click. And then now we're going to take this piece, and it's going to go just the opposite. Instead of lining up the elements this way, we're going this way. And there is only one way it can go on, so a little tricky lining up all these holes. So alright, so there we have that piece complete. And now we're going to bring over our engine surround. And that is going to line up with these holes here. There we go. We got that in. Yeah, that clips in and it's not going anywhere. So then the next piece we want, okay, so these are just called blocks. So that piece right there, and that is going to go right here like so. And we want those, there's a slight angle, I don't know if you can see that. We want the angle going this way. And that's going to be held in with 2 AP screws. And there's 2. And that is it for that issue. So we have the start of our engine surround. So let's move on to issue 82. Here is issue 82. And so here is the parts list. And we're just going to keep adding on to this engine surround. It looks like we've got some decorative wiring again. That's one thing about this particular build. Lots of wires. And then here's the magazine. And then a preview of next issue with more wires. All right, so here is the parts pack for issue 82. All right, so let's see. We've got these little silver connectors. And then we have red and yellow wires. Now, in the parts list, it shows that 2 are supposed to be the same length and then 1 is supposed to be longer, but mine are all the same length. And then we have red and blue wires. And then we have yellow and blue. And same thing, they're all the same length. Then we have a cable. We have red storage units. And then we have a little bracket. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to bring back our engine surround. And let's see, over on this side, we are going to put in our 3 silver connectors. And these have a little locator in the corner, and there's a hole here so they can only go on one way. And those are going to be secured from the other side with AP screws. And number 3. All right. And then next we want to take our red storage units. And these are the same way. They have a little locator so they can only go on one way. So these are all going to sit just like so. Just like so, and those are going in with BP screws. And there is 3. All right, perfect. Now again, even the instructions say that we are supposed to take the 2 short wires. Turn this around. We're supposed to do a short wire, and the long wire. However, as mentioned, all of our wires are the same. So basically we are taking a red wire, and that's going to go on top here. So let's get those in. And these are going in with these little teeny tiny these MP screws, and they are really small. So I'm going to use my PH000 screwdriver for these. Yeah, don't go too tight or they will just spin around on you. All right, so there is 1. Okay, so there are the red and yellow wires. And I'm going to do the same thing with the red and blue and the yellow and blue. All right, so now we have all the wires on. They want us to move them this way first. And then, of course, once we've got them down facing one way, they want us to take them. And I'm going to just use my screwdriver here. And now they want us to move them down this way. And there is a little notch, you will see. And we just want to bend all those wires down that notch. flip this over, and then we want to take our little tab and we want to use an AM screw and put that right there to keep those until we are tight. All right, and there we go. And we could just do a little maintenance there. Now it wants us to take this cable and we put the curved end right here. And that is just a press to fit. All right, so it wants us to go this way. All right, perfect. And that's all there is in issue 82. All right, so here is issue 83. And we have some more accessories here. And again, we are still working on this engine surround. So here are the instructions. Okay. And here is the part pack for 83. All right, so we've got some cartridges. We've got some cylinders. We've got a base, a pipe, blue storage units, and then in here we've got some wires, some more wires, and then we've got some brackets and some screens, or they're calling them mesh. All right, so let's get all this moved over to the side. So the first thing we're going to be doing, all right, we're going to be taking these cylinders and a piece of the mesh, and we are going to be bending this mesh around the cylinder and then screwing that into place with MP screws. These are those little teeny tiny ones again. So let's see how well we did matching these up. Hey, pretty good. So there's 1 and 2. So there's 1 cylinder. And then we just repeat that on this side. All right, and there is 2. Perfect. So now we want to attach these to this base. And there are little notches in the bottom here, so these can only go on one way. So they're going to go on just like so. And then they're going to be attached with AP screws from the underside. So, and there is 2. So there's that piece. All right, now we're going to bring back our surround. And it looks like this is going right here. And there's 2 locators. So we're going to put that in, whoops, just like so. And that's going in with an AP screw. All right. Now we want to take our blue storage tanks, and these also have locators, so they can only go on one way, and that's also going on with an AP screw. All right, perfect. All right, now we're going to take these little wires with the sort of coils at the ends. So there are 4 of them. All right, so the 4 of these are just going to go right on the end tops of these with those little teeny tiny MP screws. Okay, so there are those 4 wires. All right, and now it wants us to take this clump of wires here. We kind of want to have this one in a little loop. like so. Just twist those a little. So all 4 of these wires we want to go, because we want this to go down this hole, and then we want the end of this one to also go through the same. We're going to take those and bend them down, and we are going to see an AM screw, and we're going to take one of these small brackets. All right, and that is just going to secure those. And now we want to flip this back over, and we want this bracket to go right over. We want this wire to come out this way, and we want AM screws. Just give those a tighten. All right, so there we have that. And then we want to take this pipe, and that is going to go on the outside here. And the way these, the tabs and everything are aligned, you can only push this in one way. So this is just a push to fit. And that goes in just like so. Now, the last thing we want to do is take this piece, and we want to just push it on to here. So the ends are slightly different, so you want to make sure that you've got those matched up. And these are going to go right in here. And there is a little locator. There we go. And that's going in with AP screws from the back side. Okay. So that is that side. All right, now we want to take this loop that we have, and it's going to go down between these, come around here like so, and that is all we are doing in issue 83. So on to issue 84. So here is issue 84. All right, we've got some more pieces to put on here. Okay, here's the magazine. Here's the part pack for issue 84. All right, so we have an engine bay center, an engine bay left side, engine bay right side. We have some brackets. We have a cap, and then we have a tank front, a tank back, a bar, and a support. First thing we want to do is we want to take this piece, which is, it is not stamped, but it's different than the other one. This is the right side, the engine bay right side. And then we want to take these 2 brackets, and they have a keyhole notch in them, so they can only go in one way. So they're going to go in just like that, and just like that. They almost don't even need screws. They just snapped right in, but we are going to be putting those in with 4 AP screws, 2 for each one. So let's get those going. All right, that is that step done. Now we are going to put this aside over here. Now we want to take the tank and we're going to put this on just like so. And then that is going to be attached together with AP screws and 2. And then we're just going to press this cap right in the top here. All right, and that goes in. No need for glue. If we just tighten that up, that will also, yep, that is good. And then we are going to take this and we're going to attach to the brackets that we put on in just the previous step. And again, more AP screws. All right, so there's that piece. Now we want to take this bar, all right, and it's going to go on here with an AP screw. All right, so I've got that in, but I'm gonna leave it a little loose because I don't know where we're connecting the other end to. Okay, so now we have this piece. Push this into the slot as shown. Okay, so that is in the slot. Now we're going to bring over our frame. All right, we want the engine bay center. All right, so this is going to go just like so. And that's going in with DM screws. All right, and be careful not to over tighten because we're screwing into metal, but the little brackets that hold this piece are plastic. So, all right, now we're going to take this side and it's going to go on just like so. And that's also going in with DM screws. So now there is a little notch here and a little sort of a, I don't know what you would call it, a ridge, I guess, that this is going to line up with. So yeah, we want to make sure that's lined up. Okay. Now we want to turn this over. Okay, I see what's happening. All right, cool. So turn this over. This is going just like so. And again, that's going in with DM screws. All right. And then this is what this bar is for. It's going to make sure that these are held in together, which is a good thing. Okay, so then we're going to take our AP screw. All right, so interesting, we have this sort of support piece which fits in here. However, and there are screw holes, but it doesn't ask us to screw it in, which is very strange. Oh, yes it does. I'm sorry, I missed that step. So those are going in with AP screws. Alright, but now that that's in, that really knocks this whole thing sort of out of whack. So hopefully that will line back up when we get it into the vehicle. So that is it for issue 84. And that is it for the Partwork DeLorean. So let's switch over to the Lego DeLorean. All right, here we are with the Lego portion. So this is where we left off. We had sort of finished this little piece. So today we're going to be doing steps 289 to 302. So let's get going. Okay, that is it for the Lego portion. So we finished this one and we completely built this one and attached both of the exhaust cowls. That is it for the Lego portion. And for the Partwork build, we have been working on the engine surround. So we can actually see, this is very cool, we can actually see some of these corresponding pieces. So these red cylinders are right here. This sort of grill element is maybe right here. And then on this side, we have these little cylinders here and the blue canisters right there. So we're starting to see some correlation in the models. So that's sort of how they're differently represented in the scale model version versus the Lego version. All right, so I think we accomplished a lot on the Partwork build side of it. The Lego portion, just these two pieces here, so not a whole lot of progress, but that is it for this episode. So those 4 issues were super chill. And next week is also going to be pretty chill as well, although we will be attaching what we started today onto the car next week, so stay tuned for that. So let's get into our summary. For the Fanhome build, we completed 56 steps and used 48 parts. For the Lego build, we completed 14 steps and used 21 parts. So total to date for the Fanhome DeLorean, 874 steps with 618 parts. And for the Lego build, 572 steps with 1,298 parts. And so we're chugging right along. So next week we are going to continue and finish up that engine surround and then get on to some other things. Again, pretty chill compared to the next episode, but stay tuned for that. And remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. It really helps the channel get noticed. And until we see each other again, happy building, take care, be kind to each other, and I'll see you soon.